Alright, welcome back to Dolphin Gaming. I ran Tides of Time at the inaugural SpeedGaming Live last year, and this time I'm gonna do the original, the OG Ecco the Dolphin. Now, a lot of people come into my stream all the time and tell me how much this game traumatized them as a child and all of that, but I'm just gonna show that the game's really not all that scary. So I'll just get started right here with the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And this is probably why the game scared, you know, many an unsuspecting child in 1992. That big old scary storm sucks your family up, and you spend the rest of the game, you gotta try to find them. One of the things about this game versus Tides of Time is it's quite a bit glitchier than Tides. Case in point, the sonar exit here. The reason that works is because the exit of the level is exactly opposite that screen, and when you go into your sonar map, it underflows your x-coordinate, and as we know, since x-coordinates can't go negative, the game thinks it's a very big positive x-coordinate, so it thinks Ecco has hit the bounding box for the level exit, and it just clears the level. Under Caves is the first level where, you know, you really need to worry about running out of air, but not so much the way we do it, largely because we skip a large part of it. That probably looked pretty weird to people familiar with Ecco, getting through the glyph there. It's called a glyph skip. Basically, the game checks to see... whoops, well... force a habit there, so accidentally reset my timer. Whoops. This is what happens when things start like 2 hours later than I was expecting and I'm extremely tired. Anyway, so glyph skips. The reason that happens is because if you hit a glyph, it pushes you away from it, and away from it is the opposite direction from which you are facing. So if you hit the glyph, I'm just gonna shut up here for a moment because I need to do a very difficult trick. This is fantastic. So the lagoon here is known for being a terribly difficult level, but we can do a nice little trick that will force Ecco through a floor so we can just skip it. Of course, I can't do it right now because I'm sleep deprived and incapable of doing inputs, which is just awesome. Okay, here we go. We force the camera to scroll Ecco through the floor and skip the level that way. Yeah, just absolutely killing it so far.
I'm sorry, this dolphin absolutely cooks. He moves so fast.
Yeah. One of the things about Ecco is his top speed is about 30% faster than Supersonics in the Sonic games. So there aren't too many opportunities we get to go really fast. That was weird. That kind of movement's never happened to me before.
Well, at least you can say that's never happened before at a marathon.
Oh, I say that too frequently in marathons. I'm getting sick of it. So, one of the cool things here is, sometimes the geometry is, more of a suggestion than anything. During that screen where Ecco was glitching out, he was actually moving forward very, very slowly. Slow enough and small enough increments that the game didn't really know how to display it. And we use these stars here to break open a rock wall. Refill my air. Pick up this key glyph. And now we are on our way to the Arctic to talk to a wise old whale, but first we gotta get there. And the way we do that is by putting ourselves on the right Y coordinate here and just tapping C. You'll hit one shark. There is a magic pixel that you can land on that will make you avoid every single shark, but that is pretty difficult to do. Okay, the ice level's notorious for being incredibly difficult. That is, unless you are speedrunning it. This is one of the more annoying glyph skips to do, but basically, if you hit the glyph backwards, the game gets confused and tries to push you away from the glyph by pushing you in the opposite direction, but the opposite direction is facing towards the glyph, so it pushes you through the glyph instead of away from it. Had another little wall clip there, skips a really tough level. And there are some clips you can do in this level, but they're pretty difficult and ultimately not worth it. This shaft is kind of annoying because you have to swim against a current, but you also have to move to the left to jump over here. Get this key song from the glyph. And we go slip sliding away. Swim down here. Talk to this blue whale who explains to us the storms that took my pod away happen every 500 years. He doesn't know much else about it, but there is a creature in the ocean that does. It is very old and very wise, but it won't sing to anyone. It won't talk to anyone. So Ecco is gonna try to fix that. Back in warmer waters here. What I just did there was kind of cool. If you hit charge, the B button on the same frame that you exit the water, your horizontal momentum is increased by like 400%, so you fly really, really far. It's a frame-perfect trick, so, you know, the best kind. Oh, and got killed by the octopus, great. This run's going fantastic. Anyway, you're supposed to swim slowly past the octopus so you don't upset it, but swimming slowly is the antithesis of a speedrun, so we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to try to damage boost through by hitting this shell here, and we didn't do it very well, but that's okay. Just going to do another glyph skip here. This one is kind of interesting because we have to go diagonal in order to get pushed through. Charge past these annoying crabs. And in deep water, it's basically just straight down through various passages. And you're probably wondering, was that a giant DNA strand? And the answer is yes. That's the asterite. It tells you to go to Atlantis and use a time machine to travel back in time. So of course we listen to it. We've got to do that before he can help us, because we need to get its missing globe back. In Atlantis here, just gotta sing to this glyph to remove a wall that would otherwise impede us. And gonna do another glyph skip. And the library is where, if you're playing the game casually, there's a huge info dump of information that tells you about what's going on. And some of it's pretty cool. I'm not going to spoil it, though, because it's more fun if we find it out organically through the game, through gameplay. I did some camera manipulation there to make the block go really far, so I didn't have to spend a lot of time pushing it back up after it falls down those ledges. Break open that wall because the attribute was set incorrectly. And Deep City, this is the first mandatory jump in the game. It's not quite frame perfect, but it might as well be. And this is the only other level in the game where the exit is positioned conveniently enough for us to be able to do a sonar map exit. Which is good, because the level's kind of annoying otherwise. So, I'm going to show you something cool about this level. If we just sing to this naked statue, it opens a shortcut that lets us skip the entirety of the level. That's intended, and very good, because anybody who has played Ecco can tell you that City of Forever is an awful, awful level. If you don't know about that shortcut, has some insanely difficult mandatory jumps otherwise. And we're traveling back in time now. $55 million years in the past. So there's gonna be some rather interesting looking marine life. First thing we need to do is sing to this glyph, and we get a song that calls a pteranodon, which will carry us through this wall. I really like the music on this level. Another little bit of forgotten geometry that we can clip through. There is a zip that I can do in this stage, but it's only got like a 5% chance of working, and there's also a chance of soft locking the game, so I'm not going to try to do it. Besides, I prefer the route in this level without the zip because there are a lot of really cool back-to-back glyph skips. Starting right here. So 1, 2, 3. That third one was kind of slow. Oh, and looks like we spawned one of the worst enemies in the game, the Trilobites, which are the heat-seeking missiles of the Jurassic period. Get our friend Terry to bring us over to the level exit. Get a key glyph, head straight down here, through the door. Swim past all those. I forget the exact name of them. I call them carrots. Up through here and to the exit. This level is called Trilobite Circle, as you can imagine. It's got quite a few trilobites, and they're all awful. Hopefully, I'll be able to take care of this one without too much issue. Okay. If you don't hit the glyph skip first attempt, that one can get rather annoying. Yeah, trilobites absolutely are the worst enemies in the game. Oh, and we completed that level with no health remaining. Right, Dark Water is the last level in the past here, and it's also the site of the first boss fight in the game. And we just do a kinda tricky glyph skip here, gotta go diagonal. Tap right on the D-pad a couple of times, then into the boss arena, and oh, it's the asteroid! So we have to hit the same colored globe. Ah, damn it. That can happen if you take any damage in the level prior. The lightning is a very powerful attack. The idea in that boss fight is to hit the same globe, same colored globe 4 times. And if you hit any different colored globe, it resets. So I want to make sure that we just focus on one color. In this case, gonna go with brown. And it's gonna kill us again. This is awesome. Love this game. Okay, let's try this again. And one more. There we go. So we've created ourselves a little bit of a time paradox here. See, it turns out the only reason the asteroid was missing a globe in the present was because some jerk-face, bottlenose dolphin 55 million years ago just went and stole it. So yeah, have fun puzzling that one out and resolving that one. But now that we've restored the asteroid to full speed, full power, it tells us to go back to Atlantis and use the time machine to return to the Hour of the Storm. And there we will face the unseen enemy. So we're back in City of Forever. This time, sans air meter, because due to the power the asteroid gave us, we don't need to breathe anymore. Hit the time machine again. Orthogones, thank you, Mech. I appreciate you pointing that out. Mechion is another Ecco speedrunner. He specializes in Ecco Junior. And he's also a walking encyclopedia of marine life knowledge. And the unseen enemy, spoiler alert, it's aliens. Basically, the alien planet Vortex can't produce food anymore, so every 500 years it unleashes this great big ol' straw and sucks up what it needs. So hope you like auto-scrollers, because like the next 8 minutes of the game is an auto-scroller. Which means, if you've got any announcements related to the marathon or anything else about the event, now is a really good time.
Awesome. Well, I want to remind everyone that we do have a few more runs coming up. We're going to have Unphantasma Moss with Pepsi Man, the Forbidden Drink, coming up right after this. That'll be followed by Freya's Spirit, Weird Dreams, All Dreams Run for DOS. And then Quadriceps will be taken over for Octopath Traveler, the Galdera run. That's a nice long run right there. It's going to let us see pretty much the entirety of the game, I believe. If you're interested in donating for any incentives coming up, we do still have one more set going on. One of the last runs for this main block that we have will be Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. That's an 80% run there, and you're going to be able to name the hero, the rival, and both the Pikachu and the Starmie. So get your incentives in, or your incentive donations in for that. That'll be a good time right there. Exclamation mark incentives in the chat will pull that up, and there are still some prizes that you can check out as well. Exclamation mark prizes, I believe we'll pull those up. One more reminder that we do have the SNES Superstars marathon coming up in December 11th through the 22nd. If you want to participate in that, the registration for that closes at the end of this marathon. You can also go to snessuperstars.org for more information.
All right,
Not sure that
now
was actually 8
we
minutes
are
right there, but
we are in the heart of the machine. This is a 6-ish minute long auto scroller where you've got to contend with unlimited respawn aliens and getting crushed against walls. There are no checkpoints in it, so if you die, you have to start over from the beginning of the level. The one saving grace is when you're in auto-scrollers in this game, your health does regenerate.
I mean, this just seems like good game design to me.
Oh, it's the best game design if you are at Annunziata and terrified that people will manage to beat the game on a rental. I'm not even kidding. That's the reason why he made this stage as ludicrously difficult as it is. I mean, it worked for me, because, I ended up buying a copy of the game, so... But it does have some of the best pixel art in the game, which is very impressive, because the entire game has beautiful pixel art, and it's got some very creepy atmospheric music. This is on the Sega Genesis. There is a Sega CD version of this game as well, which has Red Book Audio soundtrack and multiple new levels, as well as some bug fixes. There's only one glyph that you can actually skip in the Sega CD version, so from a speedrun point of view, it's not the one you want to do. But it is a pretty cool experience. If you have the means, I would definitely check it out.
I was gonna say, I'm guessing the Sega CD one is not run nearly as often.
I believe there is exactly one time on the leaderboards for the Sega CD version, because it's automatically, like, about 20 minutes slower than the Genesis version. The sequel to this, Tides of Time, in terms of actual gameplay, it's identical to the Genesis version of that, except it's got like 8 minutes of load times across the course of the run, so yeah, no speed runs for that on the leaderboards either. But if you're just playing casually, the CD versions of the series are very good. I would definitely recommend checking them out. And as you can tell, this level likes to throw some curveballs at you, make it extremely not obvious which branch to take at any given moment. when I was grinding this level out, when learning the speed run, it took me 2 hours to memorize the route. So, yeah, it's probably the great filter for the run. But at least you get to listen to some cool, creepy music while you're learning it. And more Ecco trivia. This level is called Welcome to the Machine. And, well, that was super. I have to start over from the beginning. Well, it'll give me a lot more time to explain that this level is called Welcome to the Machine because it is named after the Pink Floyd song. The developers were massive Pink Floyd fans, inspired a lot of the game, I guess. It's hard to think of things to say when I'm running on fumes, but hey, it's okay. I did budget in time in my estimate for a death on this stage, and, you know, still probably could hit estimate because I accidentally reset my splits like 2 minutes into the run, so those are the real speedrun strats.
So what took you out there? Because it didn't seem like you were crushed or anything.
One of the projectiles that some of the machines spit out hit me when I was at very low amount of health. The health bar in this game is not linear. Essentially, the first block depletes in the equivalent of 5 hits, the second block in 4, the third and 3, and so on. So when you are at 1 block of health, that means you've only got 1 hit point before you're reduced to 0, and anything after that will kill you. That's also a good segue into another really spectacular feature about this game, which is if something that causes damage is overlapping you, you do not have iframes, and damage is applied per frame. So, yeah. I mean, the game runs at 60 frames a second, so you do the math there.
So, Ecco.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot to say during this segment, unfortunately. You know, I would say this is probably the longest auto-scroller that you've seen so far in the marathon, but I know that's not true because Cyprin ran Adventures of Batman and Robin, where the second stage in the game is a 13.5-minute long auto-scroller.
Wow. I mean, this is a gorgeous game, but even this seems a tad ridiculous for what was, up until this point, like, kind of a swimming platformer.
Oh, yeah, yeah. To put things in perspective, like, on decent pace for the game, The auto-scrollers make up more than 1/4 of the entire game. And in the any percent category, it makes up more than 1/3 of the entire game. I suppose this would be a good time to explain the difference between any percent no camera freeze and any percent. So there is a trick in this game called camera freeze, which is essentially doing some very specific inputs to move Ecco without moving the camera. This allows Ecco to clip through walls and makes large sections of the game essentially trivial. I mean, in terms of just getting through the level. The inputs themselves are not trivial. They are, in fact, kind of a pain in the ass, which is why most speedrunners of this game much prefer the no camera freeze category. It both is less annoying and it's a more fun run to watch and play because you get to do fun stuff like cliff skips and things that you just simply wouldn't see in the any percent run. Alright, made it through, and onward to the final boss. If I die here, I have to play the auto-scroller again. Not even joking. But, we're just gonna YOLO it here, try to take out the Queen's jaw as fast as possible. Alright, then next we take out her eyes. And after we take out her eyes, just charge, then spam this, and kill her. Swim to the top to avoid lagging the game. Alright, add 2 minutes or whatever to that, and that is the first time that this game has ever been run in a marathon and did not use the debug menu. So, there we go.
Hey, GG's on that.
Yeah, you know, it's not the run that I wanted, but it's the run that we got. And, yeah, so we beat the alien queen, we rescued our pods, everything's great in the ocean now. Get to enjoy this music that is completely divorced from every other track in the game and wholly inappropriate for the tone of the series, but, oh yeah, so, the strats that I was using on the Vortex Queen, were incredibly dangerous because, if you get sucked into her jaw, it's an instant death. And what I was intentionally doing there was positioning myself so I would attack her jaw from the inside, because that takes out the jaw in 1 hit instead of 3. So the risk-reward scenario is not at all in your favor, but you know, you gotta go for it, because it's fast. So, hope y'all enjoyed that. Still a lot more good stuff coming up in the marathon. Hope y'all stick around. And, thanks for the GGs, everyone. Thanks so much for watching.
Awesome. Thanks, GrimShins. We are going to be right back with Pepsi Man the Forbidden Drink from Un Fantasma Mas in just a couple.